Did Nathan Mackinnon say that he doesn't have confidence that he can brush off the 4-1 loss that happened on Saturday to the Dallas Stars? Welcome in to your Denver Sports Daily for May 13th. Let's go.
Taking you through your morning headlines, it's Denver Sports Daily with Rachel Vigil.
Start things off with your Mile High Minute presented by Mountain High Appliance. When you think appliances, think Mountain High Appliance. All right, the Dallas Stars goalie Jake Ottender was fantastic on Friday night, and the Colorado Avalanche are in a 2-1 series hole. Oettinger made 29 saves, and the Avs managed just one goal in a 4-1 defeat. It was by far the fewest goals Colorado has scored so far this postseason. The goal with 4 minutes left in the first, I can't believe that they didn't review it because it clearly looked like it passed the line. It looks like Oettinger had essentially hit it back in there, and then it would have been 4-2. Now, of course, I want to make sure that the Avs win, but it definitely would have probably helped when they pulled their goalie in the third, which resulted in 2 extra empty net goals, essentially, for the Dallas Stars. So I can't believe they didn't review it, but I'm also not terribly surprised when we went into the locker room, and it was a very quiet locker room. Now, I'm going to play a clip here in just a second, and it is extremely hard to hear. So I need you to listen close. And once I finish talking, make sure you crank the volume on whatever device you are listening, because I need your help. Because to me, it sounds like there's a reporter who asked a question if Nathan Mackinnon has enough confidence that they can just brush over this game and look forward to the next game, which is going to be tonight. But somebody is undoing a pad and you hear some Velcro get unzipped right as the reporter is asking the question. It's going to play twice, but I need you to tell me what you think is the said. And if Nathan Mackinnon did say that he doesn't think that he has the confidence to just brush over the loss on Saturday. So take a listen.
No. No.
So you might be like, okay, well, Rachel, what the heck? Like, why didn't you ask the reporter what question they asked? All of these things, which is a fair point. I'm not going to lie. But usually when Nathan Mackinnon is so shut down like that, we were all very concerned and just kind of like, wow, I can't believe this is how bad things have gotten in that locker room, especially when other players like Devontae's were answering questions. Georgiev was answering questions, even though he didn't have a great night. Andrew Cogliano, lots of other names were answering questions, just like you normally would, where you give a full response. Nate was very short when it came to a lot of his questions. And so we were all just kind of standing there in disbelief that the leader of this team was being so short. Now, of course, when the question got asked, it was just like, oh, I can't believe he said no. And when we all got back into the press conference room, that's when we all realized the fact that he said no to, does he feel like he can just brush off of this loss? So I'm curious if you guys thought that in the comments. And I don't know, it's just not. It doesn't seem very much like Nate. Nate seems like he has a lot of confidence all the time that, it's a roller coaster when you go through the postseason. So I'm very curious what you guys think. So please let me know down there in the comments. But hopefully they can get back on track tonight because it is an Avalanche game day, 7:30 p.m. puck drop. We're looking forward to it. I'm hoping that it's a good home game and everything will really get back on track and they can tie the series up 2-2. But yes, Avalanche game day tonight, 7:30. Stars do lead 2-1. Of course, any of these 7:30 Mountain Time puck drops usually means that we will see the puck drop actually closer to 8. So be ready for that. Now, the Denver Nuggets, they secured a 115-107 win over the Minnesota Timberwolves yesterday. After dropping the first 2 games at home, Denver has now tied the series at 2-2 and re-sees the home court advantage. Only 5 teams in NBA history have rallied to win a best-of-7 series after losing the first 2 games at home. The series goes back to Denver for Game 5 on Tuesday night. And Jokic said in his post-game press conference, he says it becomes a best-of-3 series now that they're evenly tied and they both took both games on the road, which is crazy and almost unheard of. But it's the 8th time in NBA history that the road team has won the first 4 matchups. Pretty much unheard of. And Jamal Murray, unreal. Unreal. If you did not watch the game, you have to go on social media because he hit a 55-foot buzzer beater halftime shot that just absolutely electrified the entire Denver Nuggets team. They were already playing good basketball, but that buzzer beater, it just kind of like cemented that the Denver Nuggets, the reigning champs, they were back and they were not going to go down without a fight. Absolutely amazing. But Aaron Gordon was honestly the star of the game yesterday. The starting power forward for the Nuggets made 11 of 12 shots for 27 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists, and 2 blocks. He is the first player in NBA history with those marks in a postseason contest. So essentially, Aaron Gordon, yes, you are an absolute stud. I'm so glad that you are getting your roses because I've seen the work you have put in when it comes to shoot arounds and everything else. So absolutely incredible for him and so much fun to watch as well. We move on to the Broncos now because Bo Nix became the first of the quarterback bunch to reach an agreement on his contract. Per Schefter, the contract is a 4-year deal worth $18.61 million. It is all fully guaranteed. Isn't it funny that we're looking at an $18 million deal instead of an $82 million deal like the Broncos had to do with Russell Wilson? So despite the nice payday, the rookie hasn't made any big purchases, and he says it's all about business and really just learning this offense. Take a listen.
Now that you've signed, any big purchases?
No, not yet.
Do you have anything in mind?
No, not so far. I'm just trying to worry about this offense first. Well, it's all about studying. It's all about taking one play at a time, master it, make sure you know the fundamentals, technique of that play, what the play caller's intent is, and essentially they just want to see you go out and execute it. And it's my job as a quarterback to get the play started and get the ball where it's supposed to be given. So a lot of that's completing passes, run game operation. It can be a lot, but I feel like I'm being taught really well by the coaches. They're doing a really good job of narrowing everything down and making it simple so I can just get up there and process and play fast.
All business right there from the new rookie quarterback, which you love to see. But now Broncos head coach Sean Payton, well, remember we've talked about the league's new kickoff rule that will be a major change. And to be honest, he's kind of here for it. He told reporters he expects to see double-digit touchdown returns over the course of the season, which he says was the intention of the rule. This does not come as a surprise to me whatsoever. We want to see more scoring in the NFL. That's what everybody wants to see. Higher scoring games for sure. But under the new rules, players must line up in specific zones, and the kicking team cannot move until the ball is caught or it hits the ground. So very interesting. I like that Sean Payton is kind of about this, but I do think it's going to be a little weird for us fans watching the first couple of games. Like, what is going on? Why aren't people moving? How is the speed going to, come into play? You're not going to be able to get a running start at different players. It's going to be really interesting, but I do think that Sean Payton is right, and we will see a lot more touchdowns coming off of returns on this one. Now, we will see opening night of the NFL will feature the Baltimore Ravens headed to KC for the ring night. This is going to be a great game and has very much been rumored that this is what it was going to look like. Doesn't surprise me. You got the past 4 years, you got the MVPs and Patrick Mahomes and Lamar Jackson going at each other, and of course, just the AFC Championship rematch. It'll be a great game. There's also been rumors right now that Steelers, so Russell Wilson could be opening the season on the road at the Falcons. So it would be Wilson versus Cousins, which would also be pretty interesting. We will move on to the MLB now because the Rockies got their first series win of the season and swept at the expense of the Texas Rangers, capping a spotless weekend with a 3-1 win at Coors Field. And thanks to this 4-game winning streak, the Rockies are now 9-12 at home on the season. It's not great, but it is respectable and treading in the right direction. But now they're headed back on the road where they are a major league worst at 3-16. Now over on to the NBA again. As expected, the Phoenix Suns have tapped Mike Budenholzer as their next head coach. ESPN reports that the two sides have agreed to a 5-year deal and that Budenholzer has already begun assembling a coaching staff and will attend the NBA Draft Combine this weekend. He arrives as the 2-time NBA Coach of the Year and led the Bucks to an NBA title in 2021. He replaces Frank Vogel, who was fired just after one season following a disappointing first-round playoff exit versus the Knicks. So just a little bit of updated news for you guys here on this Monday. I love reading your comments, so thank you guys so much for always doing it. Popcorn. I ate as much popcorn as I possibly could for the Avs game on Saturday, and unfortunately, it just did not work. I'm blaming the NHL because they ran out of popcorn up in the media press box, so that's where I'm putting my blame. Once I stopped eating, that's when things got a little bit ugly, so I'm blaming the NHL. I don't like how Nathan is behaving. I'm so happy you say that because I feel like I've been a little harsh on Nathan Mackinnon at times, but for him to just like laugh and be no, I'm like, are you saying because you just didn't understand the question fully? Or are you saying this because you truthfully do not think that you can brush this off? You guys played that good a game in the locker room, cannot figure it out and come back. You got to give Michael Malone a lot of credit when it comes to this because one, I don't know what he said to his team, but man, did they figure it out quickly. But I'm like, this team, this Avalanche team is so dang talented. And it just blows my mind that we're seeing a locker room act like this multiple times. So I don't know. I don't like it at all. Let's see. Did anyone see how we left the power play early in the second? Even the announcers caught there was only 4 guys on the ice for a time. Yeah, it's been bad, you guys. And then this one. Okay, you guys are all on something with the Rockies. We have a baseball team, and baseball, is that a sport here? Trust me, I get it. When it comes to the Rockies, it's always super frustrating because, of course, they're never good and there's no changes and there's rumors that the Montforts are going to sell the Rockies and it never happens. But hey, we got to give them their roses when they need it because they did finally get a series win. I know it is May 13th and yesterday was May 12th, so it only took a month and a half. But we just got to say, yay, Rockies for a little bit. And then hopefully the other 2 teams here in the Mile High City can go on and still win a championship. I will be down there at Ball Arena today, but on coffee break, I'm going to be telling you a story about how I was pretty embarrassed next to Gabe Landeskog. And that does not happen very often. So definitely come listen and chat with that. It's also a Marilot Monday. So James will be on, which will be a ton of fun. But I appreciate you guys for spending just a little bit of your time here with me on this Monday morning. And I'll see you guys at 12 p.m. Mountain Time. And then we got a huge Avs game tonight. So let's go tie up the series. Thanks, everyone. Get back to work. Bye.